Polymath Consultancy Service. We believe learning has no limits. Welcome to Polymath Edu Talk, a space where knowledge connects, ideas grow, and futures begin. Let's explore today's topic: education without examinations. At a time, the entire world is discussing a transformation in education. I know this is a topic of interest for everybody, whether you are in education or not. Today we have Dr. Dimitri in the Jayagoda joining us from the UAE. Dr. Jayagoda is currently attached to the University of Bolton's Academic Center in the UAE. Previously, he worked for the SLTC Research University in Sri Lanka. With his extensive experience in the field of international education, as a researcher, as a teacher, and an academic, and as a student as well, Dimitri is going to tell us about a world or an education system without examinations for kids. Let's listen to him.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having me here today. And education without exams, some people may argue for that. Some people may like it, people may not like it. But as a lecturer myself, and as an educator, and as a student who studied in Sri Lanka with these examination conditions and examinations, I believe in examinations. I can't say I don't believe in examinations. I do believe in examinations. But nowadays, if you look at world trend, I studied from my grade 1, 1989 to 2002 A-level. At that time, exam was a must and we had to perform pretty well in examinations. But now when you look at other countries around the world, that nations that are very proud of their education system and good ones, I have seen how Japan have succeeded, because I studied in Japan since 2005 up until 2014 until complete my PhD, and that's a country that they don't have examinations up until grade 6, and they are very successful nation, and they believe in other things other than practicality than examinations, and you are not being discriminated by examinations, or you are not being discriminated by your ability to by heart things and do well in examinations. So instead, let me quickly inform you what is happening in Japan and why they are so successful. Grade 1 to grade 6 kids, they go to paddy fields. They plant rice, they plant vegetables, they maintain their vegetable yards, and then they are the people who go in line and buy the railway ticket, get into the railway the train, and then they are the people who will always get down from the train and bow to the train drive, and they learn all practicality, and one module for them for studies without examination is to go to supermarket and see how hard the life of those delivery people, and how do you maintain, how do you store things inside the back of the supermarket, and how do you buy, and you buy at the supermarket, and you bow to the cashier, and you respect those people. So they learn practical things at school, and I believe in practical education. You should know it. For me, studied 13 years back in the home, where a country that is so proud, and so we talk about our rice paddy fields and plantations, but it took me good 30 years of my life to go to Japan, or 25 plus years. Then only I got into a paddy field. Then I have planted rice with those people in Japan. So that practical education is a need in our education system as well.
That's a great example. Although we talk about our culture, our traditions, they are the very elements our students miss because of this examination-driven system. How can we come out of this, Dr. Dimitri, particularly in a context like ours where examinations are considered the solution.
Good, sir. The thing is, to come out with this attitude or come out with this mentality, I believe that we Sri Lankans, we must look at success cases. In my opinion, my belief, the best success case that is very closer to us is coming from Japan, or even you look at Singapore. The successful nations. You travel to Singapore Airlines. You travel via Singapore Airline and get a transit in Changi Airport. Then you will realize what is development. So it was a maze for me to see Changi Airport as a student long time ago, 20 years ago, and to witness Hong Kong Airport. And I realized this is life and this is what is all about education. Education should not be just a book, remembering things in the books, but it's all about practical application. So I believe in that. So the reason is that we must nowadays, everyone uses chat gpt, AI systems, AI based education. And as a university lecturer, when we get students reports, we check the AI report. Sometimes we don't trust our students, so we check whether this report is AI generated one. So students are also smart, they have different ways to not to show that that is AI. So I believe that Sri Lankan education system, we must always accept what is there in the developed world, and we have to look at, because we are not a developed nation yet. So we can look at success cases like in Singapore, like in Japan, like in UK, US, especially US education, and then we can adapt those systems.
Dr. Jayagoda, with your ideas, what we can understand is that in a learning centered education system, as you suggest, there can be some kind of an alternative assessment system, a qualitative assessment system, a system that is powerful enough to capture the progress of students in a realistic way. So, in this context, what type of alternative assessment do you want to propose us?
Very good, sir. Sir, then I believe that there should be systems such as teachers should assess students based on their practical knowledge, practical application of what they have learned in class. That can be go up to grade 6, 7, 8, maximum 9. But then after that, yes, examinations are still needed. Maybe I'm still from the old school, but I believe that there should be evaluation, right? Otherwise, who will go to university? We must, not every one of us are lucky or smart enough to go to a university. So only few or 10 in Sri Lanka, if I am not mistaken with the numbers, less than 20% are eligible to go to national university systems. And luckily now we have private universities as well. I'm not against that. Though I entered a national university back in 2004 5 that time, but I believe even private sector should provide education opportunities. That means everyone should have equal opportunities. You may be extremely good at remembering things, passing A level examination and getting to a national university. Maybe you are not that smart, maybe you are doing some sports activities, and maybe you are rich from the family background, financially I would say rich. So then there should be other options for you rather going to international universities out of the country where you spend hell of a lot US dollars, so money is flowing out of the country. Rather than that, why don't we provide private education in Sri Lanka, but with a proper mechanism of evaluation and control? Then yes, our students don't have to go out of the country. Our money should not go to most of the medical doctors. If you can get into a medical university in Sri Lanka, then you will go out of the country. The money will fly away to Bangladesh, Nepal, or some European countries for you to get the medical degree, and then you come back and try to serve to the country. So that money we can save in our country. Same thing with management education, because I'm coming from management education background. I'm not much familiar with engineering or IT, but still, engineering, IT, management, all, if we offer proper standard education in Sri Lanka with proper evaluation and mechanism, then we don't need to send our kids out of the country, and we don't need to send all our money out of our country. So we can keep that within our country. And our good professors, good teachers, good lecturers, they go out of the country. Why? They can work in the home country itself. So if there's a proper recognition, proper payment, proper R&D, research and development system placed in the country, people will stay in the country. And I believe in that, sir.
That's a great example. Dr. Jayagoda, what are the international best practices you want to highlight here? Maybe with your international experience, you have a couple of examples you can highlight and you can recommend us as very good practices for a system without high stake examinations.
So that takes my memory back in the lane for 2005 to 2009, where I did my bachelor's degree, where we were supposed to complete 120 credits, and we followed the US curriculum system, and I've studied about 60 subjects, so more than 50 subjects for sure. Small number of credits, less examination. Yes, there were examinations as well for certain modules like accountancy and related areas, but for marketing, HR, those related subjects, I never had examination. It's all about group work, presentations, team presentations. It's not individual presentation. You have to work with a team. So whenever I always teamed up with people who are other than Sri Lankans. Not because I don't like Sri Lankans, it's because I can get the exposure of other people. All my good friends are coming from Indonesia, Malaysia, Bangladesh, and to name some Canadians, French people, many different parts of the world, so that I got that exposure and opportunity to work with different people. And to be honest, mostly we did in-class presentations, group projects, and presented that to the lecturer, group reports. So I hardly did examinations in most of the social sciences or related subjects. Mathematics, numbers, accounting, finance, yes, we had to do examinations and prove ourselves that we know how to apply this. But other than that, I believe even in Sri Lanka, we can have a mixture of this. We can't 100% get away from examinations overnight. That I don't believe. But gradually, when time comes, that will happen, because we are in the edge of AI. Oh, already AI has invaded us, or some to an extent. So therefore, I believe that all these things, AI and social sciences related things, should be integrated in regardless of your specialization. It will happen slowly by slowly, and that changes can bring in, and then we can go for exam less, or education that is not relied heavily on examinations.
What you want to highlight here is that in a system where there is qualitative assessment, where we don't have examination pressure on students, where we don't have high stakes examinations, there is space for holistic development of students. We can go beyond assessing their knowledge, just knowledge, so that we can produce citizens for the 21st century, students who the citizens who are equipped with skills for 21st century living. You are a live example for that. As a Sri Lankan, I'm particularly happy about what you are today. One of our objectives of this program, Polymath Edu Talk, is to support those who are with us to develop into such 21st century citizens, to help them improve their skills for 21st century living, to help them improve their skills to cope up with the challenges of the future, unpredictable future. As an international academic, what is your message for those who join us with this program?
I believe in teachers have a huge say to say in any educational system, regardless of the field. So teachers should be good friends, and they should be motivators. They should be the facilitators for students. Nowadays, students, if you ask something, and they are more smarter than teachers. I myself, as a lecturer, we always face that issue. Our students, if you say something, they'll quickly search on Google and say, no, sir, you are telling something wrong. If you say a wrong statement, because they have every information, everything access on their fingertips. So, in that kind of a situation, our teachers also should be more upgraded and updated about what is happening in the global arena and what is happening in top class universities, top class educational institutes. You can follow good cases. You can follow good cases and then you can apply those learnings to there. Like if I want to teach Sri Lankan students, I will never ask them to remember which that war happened in which year, that year. My history is superb that I know. I remember everything. I can tell everything that was by hearting. But now I don't want to remember all these things. If I search on Google about any king, even a created photo can be downloaded. So 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, we can all information is available on your fingertip. But if I got the knowledge to search how to get the proper information, where to search the right information, that is something is been lacking in our country. So even our teachers, if they can provide this know-how to students, how to get updated information, I think our education will be a better one. I'm not saying our education is bad. To the world, we produce best doctors, best engineers, best educators. You name a very good proper university, there's at least one professor from Sri Lanka. And you name the best medical doctors in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, any good part of the world, there's a Sri Lankan always. So they studied 20, 30 years ago in our country following that exam based education, which was really good at that time. But now it's time to do some changes, and generations have changed, world has changed, information system has changed. So then we have to be little update on that, and then we the Sri Lankans will be the best. There's no argument about that.
We have so many things to discuss. Let's meet again in another program. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Dr. Dimitri, for your insightful ideas. Thank you, our viewers, for watching Polymath Edu Talk. If you found this interesting and valuable, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe us. Stay curious, keep learning. See you again in the next conversation. Thank you.